Welcome to the Mysteries of the Paranormal. I'm your host, Allison. Here, I'll talk all about mythology, folklore, and cryptids. Hey, Mason.
Hey, Allison.
Why do you sound so tired all of a sudden?
I don't know. I just am. Life is tiring.
Maybe that's the mystery today.
No, I just didn't sleep that well.
Well, I decided to do a Japanese folktale just for you.
Why? Because I'm a fucking weeb?
No, because I just know that you're into that stuff.
Okay, that makes sense.
Duh. Because I'm a kind-hearted, pays attention person.
Show off.
Just semi.
Oh. What do you got for me
So,
today?
this is about a guy that's called My Lord Bag of Rice.
Probably sounds a lot cooler in Japanese, I'm guessing.
Yeah, do you speak Japanese?
Fuck no.
Okay, then that I don't know how to. My Lord Bag of Rice.
Mm-hmm.
So, this story takes place in obviously Japan, because
Japanese folklore.
I don't know where else it would take place in.
Vietnam, maybe.
But if it's a Japanese folktale,
I don't know. I was shot in the dark.
I mean, I guess.
Okay, it's Japan.
Whatever. So, it's a warrior that his real name is Tawa Toda, which translates to My Lord Bag of Rice. So, it follows us how he got this name. He is someone that's very much like you. He can't sit still to save his life. He just can't. So he's like, oh, let's just go on an adventure. Why not? Yeah, let me grab all my stuff and let's go. So he starts going, comes across this bridge pretty early on into his journey, and takes a step and realizes that there is a dragon on the bridge. So it's described as it says its body was so big that it looked like the trunk of a large pine tree and took up the whole width of the bridge. One claw rested on one side while its tail rested against the other. And it was breathing fire and smoke as it slept.
Okay, I'm guessing it's an Eastern style dragon. You know, the ones that are just really long. Slinks.
Yeah. So, at first, of course, when he saw this, was kind of fearful, a little bit scared, but decided that this wasn't going to stop him and pressed on. So, as he's walking, he gets about just on the beginning part of the dragon's body. And
he got on the dragon's body?
So he basically had to climb over the dragon in order to get on the other side.
There was no alternate route he could have taken, I'm guessing.
No.
Okay.
And so this kind of, later on, the dragon explains, because right now, as he's, climbing around on top of whatever, the dragon, he then hears someone talk to him and calling out, and he turns around and sees a man and realizes that the dragon is now gone.
Oh, shit.
So he looks at the man. He's like, was that you that was calling me? And the man's like, yeah, that was me. I have a request from you if you're up to it and if you can help me. So then the warrior's like, yeah, of course, I'll help you if I can, but I need to know who you are. What's your name? You know what? And so he says,
state your business here.
Basically. And so he says, I am the Dragon King of the lake, and my home is actually the waters underneath this bridge. So my request is, I need you to help me to kill my mortal enemy, the centipede. He goes on to tell him, I have lived here for many years. I have a very big family. many children, many grandchildren. But every night, this large centipede comes and takes one of my family members and kills them.
That's just fucking rude, man.
Yeah. And so
like, what'd he do? Eat your wife or something?
I mean, I don't
What
know.
What did your ancestors do to piss off the centipede? Or was he just a dick? He's
So
probably just a dick. I'm guessing.
Maybe. I mean, I want to say that the centipede's just a dick. He says, for a monster centipede has discovered our home, and night after night it comes and carries off one of my family. I am powerless to save them, and it goes on.
How big is this dude's family if it comes every night?
I don't know.
I'm guessing I'm guessing it's probably like a clan thing that's probably including all the aunts and cousins and uncles.
Yeah, because he does
Still,
say,
even then, like, how big is this clan?
Yeah, I don't know, but he does say that I have a large family of children and grandchildren.
Mm.
And he says if this goes on any longer, there will be nobody. He'll basically just eat us off. Even myself. I need help. He says, for many days I've been waiting for someone like yourself to come help me because everybody that comes turns around and runs out of fear. And it's like, well, yeah, no shit.
It's a giant centipede.
He's talking about himself. Like, everybody runs away when they see a giant dragon. It's like, you're a dragon, dude.
But what do you expect me to do?
Yeah, it's like most people are going to run away. And then he says, I have been waiting on this bridge in the shape of a dragon, waiting for a strong, brave man to come along and help me.
Also, I'm not trying to nitpick Japanese folklore. I'm not sure this is a really important story, but if you can turn into a dragon, why don't you just burn the fucking centipede?
I don't know.
Unless this thing's really, really big.
I mean, what is a centipede to a dragon? Honestly.
I'm imagining it's actually bigger than a normal centipede. It's probably like, probably the size of the dragon, but...
But if it's the size of a dragon, the dragon can breathe fire.
Maybe that was an illusion. I don't know.
It even says that smoke and fire was coming out of its nostrils when it was sleeping.
We're overthinking it. Never mind. Let's keep going.
So
I'm wrong to poke. I shouldn't poke holes in someone else's culturally.
And again, I think it's a lot of it is we just don't understand the culture because we don't live there. We've never been, part of that. We don't know anything about that culture pretty much. Yeah. So he says, I beg you to help me, and I just really need this done. So the warrior says, okay, I got you. I'm going to help you. And he starts to ask, where does this centipede live? So the Dragon King responds, he lives over there across the lake on that very, very high peak.
Because of course.
Yeah, so it's like, why would you not be, across the straight neighbors? Well, that makes sense, right?
Yeah, of course. Why would you not be on the highest peak? Why can't everything just be easy?
Right? So he says that's its home. At a certain hour every night, the centipede comes from its home to attack his home and take his family. So he was like, all right, I'm going to go there. And the Dragon King says, no, stay here. It comes, like I said, the same hour every night. So just stay here. Let it come to you rather than you go to it. So he said, okay, that's cool. They go down into the water under the bridge. And everything is, like, amazing. Beautiful, the best things you can imagine seeing, the best dishes, the everything. So they have this big feast and ceremony, and it goes on until midnight. And then that's when they realize that the centipede is now there or coming down.
Dun, dun, dun.
And so it says that both of them rush to the balcony, and on the opposite side of the mountain was 2 balls of fire. That was its eyes.
Goodness gracious, Father.
Yeah, yeah. So I'm like, Jesus Christ. Okay, so now they're trying to paint the picture of this. Do you like haunted houses? Think you might have psychic abilities? Then head on over to participate in a spooky scientific study. that takes place on July 19th through the 31st with parapsychologists Dr. Brian, Dr. James, and Dr. Cindy. They will be conducting a study of ESP abilities in Waco, Texas. So, if you'd like to hang out in a haunted house and a beautiful church with parapsychology researchers while testing your own psychic abilities, come on over and join them. For further information on how to participate, go to the Waco Ghost Facebook page, facebook.com/Waco Ghosts, or contact Cindy Little at wacoghosts@gmail.com. And at this point, the Dragon King is so fearful. He's yelling, there it is, kill it. And so he looked across of the lake, and it says that there's 2 balls of fire. He saw a long body of an enormous centipede winding around the mountains and the light, and it's 100 feet glowing like so many distant lanterns moving slowly towards the shore. Is that how they paint the picture of the centipede?
I mean, it's pretty scary.
Yeah. So he didn't want to show any fear, tried to calm the Dragon King, and he basically tells the Dragon King, go get me my bow and arrows.
He didn't fucking bring him?
No, he didn't take him out with him. Exactly.
You're just wasting more. Whatever.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
keep going. Keep going.
So the Dragon King goes to get his arrows, realizes that he only has 3 arrows left. Just 3.
I guess just right down the mouth, I guess? Fuck, I don't know.
Yeah. So...
You don't got a sword?
Well, I mean, like he
or
had...
any of the other thousands of weapons made in Japan?
He had 1 sword, and then the 3 arrows and the bow. So basically, he had 2 weapons. If you want to boil it down, because the bow and the arrows have to be used together.
Even a goddamn small knife, not even a kunai?
No, that's it. So basically, 2 weapons.
Okay.
So he takes the first arrow, sets it in the bow, and fires. It hits it right in the middle of the head, but it bounces off like a freaking bouncy ball.
Yeah, of course. They have these things called outer shells.
Yeah. So, he's like, oh, great. Why not just try it exactly like that one more time and waste another arrow? Let's not think this through. No.
Are these popular Japanese folklores, or is it just a story that just passed down?
I think it's just a story that's passed down.
Okay, cool. Because now I want to feel less and less bad about making fun of this shit.
It says classic stories from Japanese past.
Oh, fuck. So, I'm an asshole. You know what? I would enjoy if a Japanese person made fun of our folklores. We have some really dumb folklores.
We really do. Let's face it.
All folklore is fucking stupid.
The American folk tales are pretty freaking dumb. Let's not lie here.
Yeah.
I'm sure ours are even stupider than this one. So.
Yeah, I mean, Tom Sawyer. The guy's a fucking idiot. Everyone in that story is an idiot, just so this idiot can win.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. So, like I said, shoots that second arrow. Exact same way, so as you could imagine, exact same results.
Mm-hmm.
So then the king starts to get very, very scared again because, well, now the warrior only has 1 arrow left.
Mm-hmm.
And you could imagine that he's going to do the same thing. But no, this guy actually gets a little smart. So as he's watching the centipede come closer, he remembers that human saliva kills centipedes.
Does it actually?
I don't know. It says, suddenly the warrior remembers that he had heard that human saliva was deadly to centipedes. But this was no centipede. Like normal centipede.
Well, no shit.
Yeah, no shit. So what he does is he decides to take his last arrow and treat it like a lollipop.
The omukade. And this is pure Google. Apparently, human saliva is deadly to the omukade. Some Japanese centipede yokai. Okay, this is probably what the story's about. Yeah, this is exactly what it's called. Omukade, yeah. Notably featured in the fairy tale My Lord Bag of Rice, to which a female sea dragon asked the hero Fuji. It's a female sea dragon?
It says no mention of gender in this one.
Asked the hero to slay the goddess, but now her kindred. Well, yeah, apparently it is. Apparently, at least in this folklore, it is.
It is.
Yeah.
So
Saliva is dangerous to this thing.
So he takes his last arrow and treats it like a lollipop. And he's like, yum, delicious. Let's shove this sharp object in my mouth. Oh, pulls it out.
But when I put a knife in my mouth, I need to go to like the hospital or something.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, you can leave that joke in.
So he does that, puts it on the arrow, and aims the same way, but this time it actually goes through and hits the brain.
Nice. Good job.
So, but after this, it's some kind of like really bad earthquake to a sense because everything's shaking, but you have to remember this is at night. So they can't see crap, and they're just feeling this, I don't know, I guess tidal wave earthquake from the centipede falling. I don't know.
Well, it'd be a small earthquake. If it fell, hit the ground, then it'd be a small earthquake.
Yeah. So.
Or I guess a tremor, probably.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I was thinking of. So, again, everyone that's in the palace is freaking out because they don't know if...
The ground's shaking.
Yeah. The ground's shaking. They don't know if the warrior basically pissed off the centipede and now it decided to go in the ground. So, as day begins to come up, the warrior calls out for the Dragon King to come out because now they can see that the centipede body, basically its corpse, is in the water and the lake is filled with its blood. And so, again, a whole nother celebration takes on, and he feeds them tons and tons of food, another whole feast. So then the Dragon King gives him 5 gifts. The first was a large bronze bell. The second was a bag of rice. The
bag of rice, that'll get you far.
Yeah.
That's a...
Yeah, and especially in this time, like, that was...
Like, you ain't getting fucking sushi. Just take what you can get to eat.
Yeah, right? He also gave him a roll of silk, a cooking pot, which I'm assuming is kind of like what we think of a crock pot nowadays. So something similar.
Probably something just to cook the rice in, fill with water, heat it under a fire.
Yeah, and then a bell. The warrior didn't want to accept all this, but he did. And so then the Dragon King accompanied him as far as he could go, so the end of the bridge. And what it said that these gifts actually, especially the bag of rice and silk, actually helped him in a way. Because it was an endless bag of rice.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, so it was just like
he'll never go hungry again.
Yeah. So it says the single bag of rice, however much was taken from it day after day for the meals of the night, and his whole family never grew less, and the supply in the bag was inexhaustible.
Nice.
So, and it also says that the same thing with the silk. He could just use as much as he wanted, and it never went out. The cooking pot, it helped. No matter what you put into it, it cooked it deliciously. Whatever was wanted without any firing. Truly a very economical saucepan. So, it was basically just, yeah.
You put it in it automatically seasons your chicken.
Basically, yeah. Whatever, it's like, oh, yeah, you want
your steak medium well? It's always going to be medium well.
You want, just white rice with a little bit of salt? I got you. Yeah. And so that's basically what happened. And then the fame of this story got so big that everyone called him
Lord Bag of Rice.
Lord Bag of Rice. And there was no need for him to spend money on rice, silk, or firing. And he became very rich and prosperous because of this.
The silk, I guess, because you could just, if you have unlimited silk, just always trade the silk. But
yeah,
I guess you could always, start a famous restaurant.
I mean,
you literally save so much. Well, rice ain't even that fucking expensive. So whatever. He got rich. He saved a family and became rich. Good for him.
Yeah.
Is that the end of the story?
Yeah.
All right. Well, that was fun.
So, it was, it's interesting to see that's...
I feel bad pointing out all those dumb plot holes, but I mean, Again, if you could turn into a dragon, I mean, how dangerous? I mean, I guess the outer shell wasn't made it so difficult.
I don't.
And it's probably meant to be a story of overcoming fear, and
But it's a centipede.
it was a really big centipede.
But aren't centipedes just like little furries?
Well, this was a yokai. They're yokai. They're Japanese demon. It's bad mamma jamma. Can do some damage.
I'm just
against
confused.
a dragon, apparently.
I mean, I'm just confused because if it's a dragon, you would think a dragon would be able to
Well,
blow a hole in a centipede.
Maybe I'm equating Western dragons with Eastern dragons. I think Eastern dragons, are supposed to be more peaceful than our typical like wyverns and shit, just fire, destruction.
So
I think.
opposite
Don't
of
quote
the
me on that.
King Arthur dragon.
Yeah, they are not that similar. They're lizards, but I know they are very different. Off the top of my head, there's all sorts of dragons out there, so it doesn't really matter. It's not real.
So what you're telling me is that
I'm not telling you.
like
I'm
that
suggesting.
Ray Dragon Disney movie. That's what they're supposed to look like.
Yeah, more like that. Yeah, Ryan the Last Dragon. Yeah, Eastern dragons. You really thought it was gonna have these big ass wings and all these giant claws and stuff?
Yeah, because again, you have to realize, I'm an American. I grew up with the King Arthur and the Knights of the Round Table. Let's go slay this dragon. Or let me fight you.
I didn't even
with
grow
this.
up with that, and I'm younger than you.
Like stabby sword and.
I mean, there's all types of dragons, but yeah, they're more like I'm guessing they're going more based off the Ryan the Last Dragon, those kind of dragons. This is Japan, so. And they're really not, as far as I know. I mean, I don't know. I'm talking to my ass right now. I'm hoping you can end this episode soon before I cut myself into a hole.
I'm just confused by this because it's like, what? But then again, you know what? Never mind. Because that whole King Arthur crap, that's an American folk tale, and I'm pretty sure.
It's not even American. It's fucking English.
What? You know what? Whatever. I'm pretty sure that has a whole lot of freaking plot holes in it too.
It does. It has a shit ton of plot holes. How the fuck can Gawain not cut this dude's head off? How did he cut the Green Knight's head off? Because don't give me that the movie makes him a tree person, but in the folktale, from what I remember reading it, he's just a dude who got his head cut off and just got back up. So it really makes no fucking sense.
I mean,
but you know what? It doesn't really matter.
Yeah. Anyway, I don't understand. Oh look, in My Lord of
Bag of Rice.
Goldfish dancers and carp musicians delight their brave warrior.
Nice.
Maybe if I actually read that, I'll bless you.
Thank you. Well, this was fun.
Yeah.
When are you going to do another one?
When?
Yeah.
I don't know. If you didn't have to go get lunch, I would probably do another one. But you got to go get some food so that way you can go to work.
And I can, live, not die, survive. Yay.
All right. Well, until next time.
Thanks for having me.
Bye. You can find this podcast at The Mysteries of the Paranormal on TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook. Be sure to tune in every week for a brand new episode, wherever you get your podcast, or at roguemedianetwork.com.
This has been a Rogue Media podcast.